Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It is $5 Tuesday. We got a little bit of everything. Jesse is going to grace us with two more teams that he's going to fade, which is always one of my favorite segments. We're going to talk a little NBA with him as well. Bryan Power is going to join us, talk Thunder and Clippers. And there was something funny that happened with the Texas and Duke game that I'm going to tell Bryan about. And then we're going to talk with our good friend Lawrence Prez. We're going to break down the Germany game between the Falcons and my Colts. And we're going to introduce our weekly guest, Johnny Y. I'm going to ask Prez another question about why. So we got a jam-packed show. It's $5 Tuesday. Should be an awesome show. And we get things always with Jesse. While we're doing that, please hit the like button if you're watching this live. You're watching the tape delay, whatever the hell you want to call it, Jesse. I'm dying here. Hit the like button, please. Helps the algorithm out. So Jesse, you got some monster teams that we're going to talk about fading. Like you're swinging for the fences on this one. I can't wait to break down these two teams. But first off, how are you, my friend?
Doing well. I got a haircut. I went to the gym, got a brand new pink t-shirt on. I don't know if anybody can see that, but it was a pretty good weekend for me, I got to say. Pretty good week. Not as good as yours, though, I noticed.
It's been an incredible 3 days. Yes, I appreciate you. I appreciate you bringing that up. It's been pretty cool. We got a lot of things going our way, but let's go talk. What two teams are we fading? I was really surprised when I see these messages in Slack. Who you want to start with?
Yeah, I mean, people have called me crazy before, Andy, and they'll probably call me crazy again, and that's fine. But Indiana, 9-0, 6-3 against the spread. Maybe the best team in the country. But then again, I've heard that before. They were saying that about Miami a couple weeks ago. I'm fading. I'm looking to fade undefeated teams. There's 4 undefeated teams left. Indiana is one of them, 9-0. They're going on the road at Penn State. Obviously, Indiana is the better team. They're a favorite for a reason. They're laying 15.5 points. So last week, I did give out Penn State as a dog against Ohio State. They ended up losing that game 38-14 as a 20.5 point underdog. Now, my clients got Penn State for the first half, and they covered easily by a touchdown in the first half. They were actually knocking on the door on the final series of the game, first and goal. Ended up interception in the end zone. That would have made it 38-21, which would have got them the cover. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but that was on the road at the Schule. This is at home. This is the single most valuable home field advantage in college football over the years, as I understand it. And as good as Indiana is, as great as they look, and they may well be the best team in college football, it's still not easy to go into Penn State and put up big numbers and win by margin. Nobody's done it this year. In fact, that loss to Ohio State was the first double-digit loss for Penn State this season. I mean, they've lost some games, but they haven't been getting blown out. And you look at this Indiana team, yeah, they won 30-20 at Oregon. That score could have been worse. Oregon was thoroughly outplayed in that game. They won 20-15 at Iowa, and these are two common opponents. Penn State played close games. They lost in overtime at home to Oregon, and they lost by, I think, 1 point to Iowa, or by a very slim margin at Iowa. Last week, we saw Katron Allen and Nick Singleton play quite well. They both scored touchdowns. Nick Singleton showed a little bit of juice. He'd been struggling throughout the season. I guess coming off a bye, he looked like he had some juice to him. And the quarterback, the freshman Grunkmeyer, I was getting criticized, people coming into the comments in my videos saying, that quarterback sucks. He's going to throw 2 interceptions. Well, he is a freshman. He's up against it. But I thought he looked all right considering the opposition. He threw for 145 yards, 19 of 28 passing, no touchdowns. Now, he did throw the interception, but that was when they were down 4 scores at the end of the game on the goal line in the end zone. So those kind of interceptions I don't hold against a guy too much. He did run for 38 yards on 4 carries, I believe. Picked up a few first downs with his legs. Like I say, a home game for Penn State. Coach Nicky at offensive coordinator, Knowles at defensive coordinator. I picked Penn State as the most overrated team in the country in the preseason. I said I don't like their coach and I don't like their quarterback. Well, the coach is gone. The quarterback's gone. I kind of like this Penn State as a big dog in this game. So give me the points and sprinkle on the money line.
Care to make things interesting, Jesse?
What are you going to make me wear next week?
All right, put in the chat. Jesse and I are going head to head. You can't get in front of this wagon, this steamroll machine that is my Indiana Hoosiers. We're a football school now. Put in the chat, what do Jesse and I have to wear? Jesse's going to get
ugly Christmas sweater, clown nose, dunce cap.
I like the Billy Bob teeth for me. So yes, I will gladly take my Indiana Hoosiers. They've been their team totals have just been cash cows the last couple of seasons. So that should be fun to monitor. So, all right, you got another big team here, and this team's at home. What's this next team you're fading? I can't wait to hear this one.
Yeah, we got Oregon at Iowa at Kinnick. Supposed to be cold weather. It is November. And you look at this line, the Ducks are just laying 6 points, and the line tells me an awful lot. You look at this Oregon team, their signature win comes against the previously mentioned Penn State in overtime. At the time, that looked like a fantastic win. Now, not so much. Oregon struggled with Wisconsin in their last game. They won 21-7. Of course, they didn't cover. Iowa is just continually underrated. Nobody likes this Iowa team. The Associated Press doesn't like them. They're not ranked in the top 25, very controversially right now. They've lost 2 games. They lost by 3 on the road at Iowa State. They lost by 5 at home to Indiana. Now you look at those, and those are the common opponent of Indiana. They beat Oregon outright. We don't really handicap using transitive properties, but using it as proof of concept that they can hang with an elite team at home. They're tied with Ohio State for the number 1 run defense in the Big Ten. They're only allowing 2.6 yards per game. Like I said, we're expecting some weather in Iowa City in this game. Could be pretty windy. Expected to be a running game where they're focusing on the running game. And yeah, the number 1 Big Ten run defense, allowing 2.6 yards per game, and stop the presses. Iowa has a top 10 offense, ladies and gentlemen. They rank 9th in the Big Ten, scoring 31 points per game. That's up from 15.4 points per game in 2023. If Iowa can score points, we know they can play defense. Their defense might not be as elite as it was a couple years ago. It's still pretty damn good. This is a tough game for Oregon, and the total sits at 41.5. And that tells me an awful lot too, because if this is going to be a rock fight, you don't want to be laying points with Oregon. And that for the bookmakers to set the number that low, clearly they're not expecting Oregon to run up the score. I think this will be a close game. I'll take the 6. I'll sprinkle on the money line with Iowa.
Well, you're getting some agreement here in the chat that I'm going down here. I actually love this fade spot for Oregon, and you touched on something really important there. The book's kind of telling us a story with this line. Like this is kind of a curious line. You would I wonder what it be on a neutral field. The weather, the Iowa doing their home Iowa things. It's kind of interesting to think about.
Probably looking at 9.5 on a neutral. That would be my best guess. But I mean, again, it's a very strong home field advantage for Iowa. It's just a tough spot for Oregon. And yeah, the fact that it isn't even at 7, and there's just going to be a lot of casual money. It's an automatic bet on Oregon if it's under 7, and the bookmakers aren't afraid of that. I would say certainly the Iowa money is sharp money this week.
I can't believe they got a good offense.
What is going on? Top 10 in the Big Ten. I didn't say good. I didn't say good.
Okay, good. All right. But it's a serviceable offense.
I don't want people running around Twitter saying Jesse said that Iowa has a good offense.
Let's move to the NBA here. To me, the 76ers are just an insane surprise. I took their team total under, with the thinking being Embiid's always going to be hurt, Paul George is always going to be hurt, and now it turns out that's probably the best thing for this team is when those two guys are not playing. The Bulls, though, no slouches themselves. So both these teams have been pleasant surprises. I find myself watching the 76ers on League Pass quite a bit because those two guards are just insanely good. Interesting game here tonight. We got 76ers and Bulls. How do you break this one down?
Yeah, this is another game, I think, where the number is telling us a story. I'm looking at the total. It opened at 239.5, which is already pretty damn high. It's now up to 240.5. It'll probably continue to take money on the over. The Sixers lead the NBA in scoring. They're averaging 126 points per game. The Bulls aren't far behind, averaging 122. Neither of these teams very strong defensively. The Sixers allowing 118 points per game. The Bulls 116 points per game. I'm looking at the player prop market. You know, you got a game where it's expected to be fast paced, a lot of buckets. So a lot of guys could be going over their individual performance numbers. And I'm going to look at a guy that you mentioned, Joel Embiid. He's ramping up his minutes. He's been playing about 20 minutes per game. In fact, he played 20 minutes in his first game, 20 minutes the next game, then 23. And then his last game, I think on Friday, he played 25 minutes. So he's trending in that upward direction. He scored 20 points in back-to-back games. His points total for this game is sitting at 19.5. He's really owned Chicago in his career. He's averaging 29.4 points, 11.7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists in 17 career games against the Bulls. And the Bulls are one of the worst teams in the NBA defending opposing centers. They're allowing 25 points per game to opposing centers. Only 5 teams are allowing more than that. So I think Embiid will get his 25 minutes tonight and probably score around 25 points. His points total sits at 19.5. As long as he can stay healthy for 25 minutes, he should get there. He's pretty good at the free throw line as well. And there should be plenty of points to go around in this one, Andy.
I like that one. Yeah, it's been fascinating watching them with Joel Embiid on the court and without. I mean, they literally are on the verge of having this insane team that can play really good half-court offense with Embiid, and then they can just get out and run with Maxey and Edgecombe. So I'll be watching this game tonight for sure. All right, Jesse, it's $5 Tuesday over at WagerTalk. What do you have up for everyone?
I have an NBA player prop posted. I'm hitting 51, or I'm up 51 units with player props dating back to 2021. That's good for number one in profit with NBA props at WagerTalk during that time frame. A game I really like. It's I'm not going to say much more about it, but $5 you can find out all you need to know about it.
All right, Jesse Schule. We're going head-to-head on the IU Penn State game. Good luck in your $5 play, Jesse. We're going to talk. Let's talk some more props next week. You and I love props way too much. We need to do a little prop segment on here. So, Jesse Schule, everyone, thank you very much. Great segment as always. Jesse's got his $5 play up at WagerTalk.com. It is $5 Tuesday. All handicappers can put up plays for just $5. I have 2 of them up. One is an NBA prop. One is an NHL prop. We've been absolutely cooking in the props markets. 11-3 this season in the NBA. And me and Crackman and Jesse keep saying every day, we're going to keep hitting this hard. Props is a great way to build your bankroll. I bet more on props than I do spreads and totals. I don't even bet spreads and totals, to be honest with you. And Crack says the exact same thing. Jesse's doing really good in props. So invest in props. It's $5 Tuesday. You can get a slew of them. Jesse's got one. I've got a couple up there. So NHL and NBA have been very, very good to us over the last week or so. Let's bring in Bryan Power. And we got to talk some Clippers and Thunder. We got to talk Texas and Duke. Let's do the NBA game first.
Okay.
Bryan, I actually said on camera I was worried that the Thunder might be in a little letdown spot to start the season. Championship, a lot of miles. Oh my gosh, was I wrong about that one? This Thunder team is insane, man.
Well, they started, Andy, with a couple overtime games. So, maybe we'd be talking about them a little bit differently if those games went against them. But look, really no surprise, I guess. Thunder, the only undefeated team left in the league, 7 straight wins to open the season, if you're keeping score at home, by an average of 12.4 points per game now. So even though they had the overtime wins, they're doing it again. Remember, this is a team, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, that set the regular season record for best point differential in history last year. So number 1 defensive rating again per Hollinger. That's no surprise. That's how they got it done last year. And, you look at SGA, 33.6 points per game. That's number 3 in the league. It's actually a little higher than what he finished at last year when he led the league in scoring. He scored 30 points in all but 1 game. And what's scary, this is what's scary if you're a Thunder opponent. SGA shooting a career low from 3, 26.8%. And he's still averaging 33.6 per game. What's going to happen when he starts hitting his threes? Andy, that's big trouble. That's big trouble if you're playing against this Oklahoma City team. Of course, SGA, tonight, Oklahoma City playing the Clippers. SGA played his rookie season for the Clips, and it seems like he's motivated when he faces this Clips team. If you, I pulled some quotes that were available. SGA said, quote, "I would be lying to you if I tell you I didn't get up to play the Clippers every time for obvious reasons. I want to make sure Oklahoma City felt like when it was all said and done, they won that trade. So the trade might have looked one way at the time, but that was my focus to flip the script." And numbers kind of back up SGA's motivation, or his quotes, I should say, there, Andy. It's very interesting. The Thunder have won 5 straight meetings against the Clippers. 5 of those, 3 of those by double digits. 3 of them by double digits. So all's well with OKC. You look at the Clippers side, they're coming off their first home loss of the season. It was last night to Miami, 121-19. Turned the ball over 21 times. You turn the ball over 21 times in a 1-point loss. That is what I would call the key to the game, especially when those 21 turnovers led to 37 points for the Heat. Will Kawhi Leonard and your boy Bradley Beal play tonight? Head coach Ty Lue seemed a little non-committal. Regardless, I do not want to get in front of this OKC team right now, obviously. But at the same time, we've missed the best of the number, haven't we, Andy? It's been bet up. So what do? Want to give the people some actionable info, obviously. That's why they have me on. How about Clippers team total under 107.5? If OKC were to cover this number, I think it's because of another stout defensive effort. But even if the Clips are able to stay within the number, pull a shocking outright upset, I do not see them matching last night's shooting. They were 50% overall, 41% from 3. I don't think the Clippers are as prolific at the offensive end tonight. So team total under for LA.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one. This Thunder team, the rest of the league's just got to be like, are you kidding me? Like they're already resting guys. They're so deep. They can just add Jalen Williams. You take tonight, Caruso. You take tonight. Dort, you can sit for a couple games, and they're still just steamrolling teams. It's really incredible to watch them. And yeah, Bradley Beal. I heard an interview with Doc Rivers. He told the Clippers, do not trade SGA. Like back in the day, he was like, I know we got to do it and everything, but I'm just telling you, do everything you can to not trade this guy. And
who would have thought Doc Rivers would be the voice of reason on something? I know, right? Good call, Glenn.
All right, let's move. Let's move to Texas and Duke. All right, here's my embarrassing moment. Texas and Duke, right? 9.5-point favorite. I'm like, I cannot believe that. There's something's got to be wrong. There's an injury. I thought this was football.
Oh man. Well, Andy.
I was looking up Arch Manning injuries, couldn't find anything, and then I was like, it says CBB, not CFB. My mind
look, not to take this show to a dark place, but if Duke was a 9.5-point favorite over Texas in football, I think we would have a kidnapping situation on our hands, perhaps. But no, this is college basketball. And Andy, if you would like to learn more about college basketball, if all of you watching out there in TV land would like to learn more about college basketball, boy, do I have a show for you. Not only can you listen to me speak about this game for the next couple minutes, but Full Court Press is now added to the WagerTalk TV lineup here. Myself, Adam Trigger, Rob Vino, every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, live here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. We talk the biggest college basketball games. Plus, if you do decide to watch a show live, guess what? You can contribute. You can ask us questions about any game, and we'll do our best to answer them. Now, on today's show, which you can catch the replay here elsewhere on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, Adam, Rob, and I obviously opened talking Duke and Texas. And our consensus, Andy, was that this number seems like it's gotten a little high. Games being played in Charlotte, not Cameron Indoor. Let's note that, in addition to the fact that it is a basketball game, not a football game, Andy. You also do have to give the home, now, even though it's Charlotte, not Cameron Indoor, you still give the home a slight home court boost to Duke, but not a full 3 points. My power ratings were in line more with the opener of this, which was 7. Now, as I look at the odds screen, pretty much Duke minus 9.5 across the board, as you mentioned, Andy. Texas is going to be better this season. That's what you need to understand. A lot of that has to do with the coaching change. Rodney Terry out. Sean Miller is in. Of course, Miller, he's been successful previously, both Xavier and Arizona. I expect him to have success here in Austin. End of the season, Longhorns are going to be a top 25 team. Now, you can look for him to be better both rebounding and at the defensive end. This being the new era of college sports. Miller hit the transfer portal hard. A couple guys followed him from Xavier. Guard play is going to be a hallmark. It's always been a hallmark of Miller coach teams. That should be the case again here with the returning Jordan Pope. Now, Duke, let's not bury the lead here. This was a very good basketball team last year. Many viewed them as the best team, rightfully so, as the best team in the country heading into the NCAA tournament. Of course, they lost to Houston, but Duke finished last year number 1 in offensive efficiency, number 4 in defensive efficiency. They do lose, obviously, a lot of key players, 4 NBA draft picks to be precise, Cooper Flagg, the most notable, but it's Duke. They reload. The Boozer brothers, Cameron and Caden, coming aboard. Some injury concerns in the preseason, though, for the Blue Devils. Brown and Sarr both missing time. I just think it's too many points for Duke to be laying in the first game. Back to my initial point that this line is gotten, I think, bet up a little too high. I do lean Texas plus the points here. I just think that this is going to be an improved team.
What's your take on trying to handicap the beginning of this college basketball season? Is it easier because the books don't know a whole lot? Is it harder because we're not really familiar with these teams? How do you approach the beginning of the season?
Well, there's a lot of homework to be done. We talked about this yesterday, actually, on Full Court Press, that you do want to go light. It used to be that you could get a big edge by doing a lot of research in the preseason. Obviously, now a lot of what you read doesn't necessarily, and this goes for college football too. Just because you read something preseason doesn't necessarily make it so. I think if you're dialed I agree. I see in the chat that some people are saying college basketball is so beatable right now. In the past, yes, I think you can take advantage. If you're clued into something, there are edges to be had. If there's a pro, the books are scrambling right now. They miss some of these things. We talked a lot about coaching changes right now, what's going on in Iowa, how they're going to play at a slower pace. So, yeah, you got to do your homework. It's a lot of homework to be done. Full Court Press will help you out every 10 a.m. Eastern here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Trig, Vino, and myself.
Nice. You also got yes.
And I wanted to say, it's funny too, obviously we always preach best of the number here. There are some runaway totals in college hoops. If you look at the screen last night, I talked about, I was like, my God, this Ohio State total, it was bet up like 8 points from the open, and they wound up scoring more than some NBA games last night. So don't be the early season in college hoops. Sometimes these wild line moves, I'm not saying chase and take a bad number, but I'm saying don't be afraid either if the numbers moved a couple points, because a lot of times that's sharp money, obviously, especially on these lesser known yet contests.
Yeah, me and Yanni talked about yesterday. The market will tell you a story. Sometimes you just follow where the money is. So, all right, Bryan Power's got Full Court Press. He's got the Blitz. It's $5 Tuesday. What do you have up for everybody?
Yeah, lots of shows. And I'm also going to be Full Court Press. I've mentioned the Blitz. We go live every Thursday. Ross Benjamin, Ralph Michaels, and myself talking all the top college football games for the week. And I also, in case cannot just have not had enough of me. I will be sitting in for the Prez on Best Betting Show Ever with Joe Ranieri, much to the delight of Joe Ranieri on Friday. I'll be on that show. So I'm sure he is looking forward to that. You should be as well. Something else you should be looking forward to is $5 Tuesday, coming off a nice outright winner, an easy outright winner. I wish they could all be as easy as they were last night, Andy, with the Arizona Cardinals getting it home against I told everybody that Cowboys defense stunk, and it stinks. So that was a nice win. 5-1 our last 6 plays in football, 67% in the NFL since October 6th, 2-0 in college on Saturday. And on top of everything I just said, I am a proud Mid-American Conference graduate, Andy Lang, and we have Maction this week starting tonight. And for $5, you can get on board my Tuesday Mac selection, wt.buzz/BP.
You going to take that?
Me?
You going to take that from Bryan?
Oh, dude! Yesterday on our show, somebody wrote we can't miss Mondays because all we do is roast Bryan Power. So, because we spend Monday roasting Bryan, I will forgive him for today's comment.
What did I say?
I don't know, Bryan, but
you're subbing for Prez, much to the delight of Joe Ranieri.
Well,
no, I was being facetious. I don't think Joe. Trust me, anyone who's watched Joe and I through the years knows that Joe is just, I'm sure.
Do you know Andy Lang? Andy Lang is a man who likes unique, weird information.
Okay.
He said information.
Facetious. That's funny. Facetious is the only word in the English language where A, E, I, O, U follows each other consecutively.
Wow, that's
the more
that's a Canadian.
You know.
That's a Canadian letting us know about the English language. That's what they speak. They speak up there, right? Press still French or
that's so yes. Yes, we're part of the Commonwealth of the country that actually invented the English language.
Oh,
but anyway, Andy, man, Bryan is doing a killer job on your show, on my show, on every other show. But we do spend a lot of time making fun of him. And any grown adult that has bangs should be made fun of.
Talking about, man, this guy got good hair.
You do got good hair. You do.
All right, Lawrence,
great hair.
Thank you.
You're going away. We're saying bye to Bryan. I'm going to give some free picks. All right, Bryan Power, everyone. $5 Tuesday. His play is up. Lawrence is going to have a play that's up. He's going to tell us about that. My props are up. Let's do some free plays for the people. We'll go all around the world here. Oh, wow, Dan. Nice work, Dan. I didn't think we had the graphic ready. Graphics department comes through. Impressive. Let's go to the 76ers and Bulls. Jesse talked about this game. We're going to go to Kelly Oubre over 1.5 made 3-pointers. This has been a client play that just keeps on hitting. He's taking 6 attempts per game. He's shooting 44% from threes this season. This offense with Edgecombe and Maxey, he's getting a lot of open looks. I'm a little worried about this one tonight. First off, he's hit this in every game this season. That's not going to continue forever. And also the Bulls are the number 3 ranked team against 3-point shooting. So I'm on the fence whether this is a client play or not. I love playing these streaks, but tonight I got a little caution with it. I'm going to the Bucks and the Raptors. Cole Anthony over 3.5 assists. He's coming off the bench from Milwaukee. They played last night. He may get a few more minutes tonight, but this over 3.5 assists is too low. He's gone over in 5 out of 6 games. He's getting 8.8 potential assists per game. So that's that metric I'm looking for. When I'm looking at potential assists and rebound chances, I want the chances and the potentials to be more than double what the line is. So we're getting that here. So if he's getting 8.8 potential assists, I like him over this 3.5 assists, and Raptors are 22nd in allowing assists. And then we hit our saves prop yesterday. We gave out on the show. Let's do another one. Islanders, Bruins. So we're going over 21.5 saves. He's gone over in 6 out of 8 games this year, over in 4 out of 6 games against Boston. This is an incredibly low save total. Boston's not great with getting shots on goal, but they're around 25, 26 shots on goal. So that is your free plays. And again, guys, please hit the like button. Giving out a lot of really great information, breaking down games, telling you which big name college teams to fade. And now, of course, we have to bring in Lawrence Presman, my good friend. and we're going to talk. There he is. All right. You get the Germany game here. It's actually this has turned into a really good game because the Falcons, you have literally no idea what you're going to get from the Falcons from game to game. And the Colts coming off of a brutal loss where just everything went wrong with turnovers and such. It was a very out of characteristic game. You got the over-under set at 48.5, and you got the Colts -6. This is not an easy game to break down. I'm interested in your take, mostly because this Falcons team is who knows what you're going to get.
Well, I mean, I can tell you what we're going to get, Andy. We're going to get shit. But let's start with, why do I keep getting these games? Who picks this crap? Anyway, with that said, let's break this game down. And, you look at this up and you say, okay, what team are you going to get with the Atlanta Falcons? Well, the Atlanta Falcons scored a touchdown against the New England Patriots off of a fumble with 25 seconds left in the first half. Take that out of the equation and they stink. Then they get another turnover, which results in a touchdown. And then they had a miracle touchdown on a fourth down on a horrible throw to Drake London that he was able to bring in. So when you look at the Atlanta Falcons, you realize they put up 10 points against San Francisco. They put up 10 points at home against the Miami Dolphins. And they put up a completely phony 23 points against New England. So what can we count on? We can count on the Atlanta Falcons not scoring a lot of points. And now they're playing against the best offense in the league, coming off of their worst game. And I think there were 6 turnovers in that game. I think the spot here is for Indianapolis. Now, I understand that there is money coming in on Atlanta right now. And you look at this and you say, man, money coming in on Atlanta. Why is the line moving to 6? Because there's a lot of sharp money coming in on the Indianapolis Colts, and I get it. Why would we want to bet on the Atlanta Falcons here? They've shown us nothing. I think Raheem Morris is on his way out. They couldn't even kick an extra point to tie this game up against New England. And when you look at this Indianapolis team, let's forgive them a bad game. Look, Green Bay is supposed to be a good team. They lost in Cleveland. Green Bay is supposed to be a good team. They lost at home to the Carolina Panthers. We're going to forgive Indianapolis one game. I don't think they're nearly as good as their 7 wins, but they're certainly not nearly as bad as that one loss last week. This is a get-right game for Indianapolis. I do not believe in the Atlanta Falcons at all. I don't love taking 6, but I just see no other way to bet this. I think the Atlanta Falcons are a fraud, and I think Indianapolis will be able to get it done. I think they win this game somewhere between 7 and 13 points. Take Indy minus the 6.
I think that's the right breakdown on that one. I thought the Falcons were going to be better this year, and they just have been really disappointed. It was so Falconsy of them to miss the extra point. I mean, just absolutely terrible. And Rob brings up a good point. We're sending the Commanders and Dolphins to Madrid. You're getting Marcus Mariota and Tua in Spain. Like,
well, given my relationship with Spain, there's a saying on the best betting show ever: nobody cares.
It's a good point.
Like,
I guess over
like
there,
I am going to waste 1 second discussing what Spanish people get at an NFL game. They're lucky to have an NFL game. They send their boring ass sport to us.
It's a good point. I guess you're right. Like, if they sent like 2 premier teams over here to the U.S., most of us probably would know the difference. And if they sent the 2 worst,
Barcelona coming to play in Indianapolis, are they going to start their starters? Hell no. Some friendly against blah 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 blah. I don't care what. Send the shit to Spain. Send the shit to Spain. Justin P., what was your take on the Dodgers game? It's called the Blue Jay game. And my take is I'm absolutely thrilled with the Blue Jays. This is a team that had one original starting pitcher before the playoffs. One guy. Max Scherzer, worst pitcher in all of baseball for the last 3 months. Barrios injured. Chris Bassett in the bullpen. Trey Savage, nobody had ever heard of him. Justin Bieber, he was singing Baby for his wife in Cleveland. They had one starting pitcher going into the playoffs. Their batting lineup, a bunch of scrubs. Lucas, 10 years in the minors. Addison, 7 years in the minors. Ernie Clement, 2 teams dumped his ass last year, and one of them was Cleveland. Yeah. So I'm thrilled with the Blue Jays, Andy. Thank you for the wonderful ride. It was so fun, so entertaining, and I'm so happy that you guys gave us that thrill. So that's my take on the Blue Jays.
That's awesome. I remember my college team, Indiana University, made it to the national championship game my senior year, and we lost. And my memory is just how fun that day was.
Right.
Like just how amazing the run was to the championship game. I we lost it. I don't even care. Don't even care.
But my takeaway, Andy, on a whole, is that the LA Dodgers pay an exorbitant luxury tax to every other team in order for every other team to allow them to win the World Series every year. That's my take.
Allow them.
Stupid sport, idiotic structure, dumbass scenario. I mean, boy, would I love to be a Pittsburgh Pirate fan. Anyway, what else?
All right. Well, tell us about your $5 Tuesday play. Tell us about the best betting show ever. And then we got to have a little chat with Johnny Y.
Okay. So I got 3 killer $5 plays. You want to be purchasing all of them, all 3. I'll go through them real quick. I got my second 4% NHL play tonight. I am finally rolling in NHL. I've won 7 of my last 8 days of NHL betting. Granted, many of them were 1-1 days, but my big plays won and my small plays lost. I have a big play today. I'm on a 9-2 run in NHL big plays. So $5 for my NHL. I love that play. My NBA play. Andy, you know this. I've spoken to you about it. I rejigged my NBA team 3 years ago. Since then, it's been nothing but winners. I'm over 100 units in the last 3+ years of NBA betting. I have not lost a season yet. I'm on a 6-2 run, $5 play. And my last play, the most important one to me, is I have an NFL parlay up for $5. This is a play that I dedicate every parlay ever made to Andy Lang. He was the guy that showed me that there is a way to make money betting parlays. And I am not 8-3, 8 wins, 3 losses on the year in NFL parlays. This is my biggest NFL parlay I have ever released in my life. And it's only $5. Thank you for asking, Andy.
We always say it's not that you parlay, it's what you parlay.
I would say it's how
work.
you parlay.
And there's a lot that goes on to it, but I wanted to keep that saying short so it fits on a cup or a.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sell me the cup then.
All right. Well, sell
Johnny
us on
Y.
why we should.
What are we going to talk about now?
Okay, so the concept is Lawrence wants to start this. Not once. So I think you're going to, right?
Andy, in retirement, I have become the laziest human being on the planet. I can barely get out of bed. So I will at some point. I got a new watch, Andy.
Nice.
To celebrate my poker wins. I got 2.
Nice. Awesome.
Awesome. I will get around to Johnny Y. It is going to happen.
All right. So Lawrence is starting a YouTube channel where he answers the biggest whys in sports. But every week when he comes on, I try and ask him a real life why question.
Yeah,
and
not related to sport.
Not related to sports. So, all right, Lawrence, here we go. Follow me on this one, okay?
Okay.
All right. This is a mug, right? Okay.
Oh,
What is it called if I'm walking down the street and two guys just randomly beat me up?
A cup.
It's called a mugging, right?
Yes. I wanted to ruin it.
Why is it called a mugging? Drinking out of a mug should be called mugging. This is mugging. What does
Andy,
a mug and getting beat up on the street have anything to do with each other? Why is it called a mugging?
So, Andy, I'm going to speak to Dan here. Dan, I feel like Andy is using the Johnny Y segment for his personal thoughts. I have no bloody clue why it's called a mugging, but I am very much enjoying the fact that you are using Johnny Y to come up with this shit. It's awesome, dude. I was going to type in on ChatGPT why it's called a mugging, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Stumped him. This is the best one. This is worthy of doing a segment.
Yeah, well, it seems like we're doing a segment every Tuesday, the Johnny Y segment. RJ Arsenault writes, Prez always flexing. Need to get that core working, old guy. Prez can't flex no more. My flexing days are behind me. I tore my right bicep. I can only flex my left bicep, and it just doesn't look as good.
That's great. Matt says, don't quit your day job.
Yeah, I quit my day job
that is.
like 6 years ago. I need to find a new day job just to get busy again. I'm having falafel today for lunch, Andy. You like falafel?
Love a good falafel. A lot of times it's too dry, but when you get it cooked perfect, then it's pretty epic. Do you dip or do you just go?
No, I get it in a pita. This is not a perpetual chronograph, Prez, but it's a really good try. It is a Rolex Daytona. It's freaking stunning, Andy. I'm freaking loving this watch, man.
Not a watch guy, but I'm glad you are. Lawrence,
I've never been a watch guy either, but because I play so much poker and everybody is wearing these super expensive watches at the table, but this is not going to be my poker watch. My poker watch is upstairs. I got a Nautilus. I'm going to show them at the table who's the boss. Anyway.
Nice. Should go get one of those old calculator watches.
I'm taking my daughters to the Swatch store later, getting them a watch. I got a Rolex and a Patek. I'm getting them a Swatch.
Nice.
Dad of the year.
Nice. All right, Lawrence, cash big in NHL tonight, brother. Let's keep that.
Andy, I love doing this with you, man. Thank you for having me. I cannot be here next Tuesday, so I have to skip out next Tuesday's show. But
no worries.
Love. Guys, thank you, everybody. Make sure to watch End Zone Live. Teddy Covers will be hosting End Zone Live this Sunday. I will not be here, so make sure to check that out. And the best betting show ever. Andy, lots of love, bro.
Take it easy, Lawrence. Thank you very much. Lawrence Presman, he's got $5 plays that are up, as do all handicappers. Get as many as you want. Let's bet responsibly on a Tuesday. We want to bring home some winners, but we also want to make sure we don't have all of our bankroll in play. So get as many as you feel comfortable with. I'm in play with an NBA player prop and an NHL player prop. 11-3 to start the NBA season, and this is how I build bankrolls. You've heard me talk about this many times. We don't need to hammer it home anymore, but I'm telling you, props is a way to build a bankroll. Cash with me tonight in the NBA and NHL. Let's do a quick breakdown on an NBA game before we get out of here. Make sure you leave in the comment section what me and Jesse are betting. Like, what do we have to wear next week? Who loses this IU Penn State bet? Let me know in the comment section below, please. We've had some good suggestions. I want to shake it up here. All right, let's break down the Magic at the Hawks. The Magic are getting 3 points here. We're -3. Over under is about 228.5. I see 229s as well. There are some 3.5s popping up. The Orlando Magic have really stumbled out of the gate. High expectations in this Eastern Conference, and they just really have struggled with their identity. This was a defensive-oriented team, and their defense has been okay, but it's been a step down from last year, and it's resulted in a 3-4 start. 8th in defensive efficiency sounds good, but this team was number 2. Only the Oklahoma City Thunder were better. They're 16th in offensive efficiency. They were 27th last season, so that has been an improvement. But in my mind, until they fix this defense, It's just not really what Orlando does. They're just not going to be in these track meets and outscore teams. The Hawks 3-4 as well. Their defense is a little bit better than last season. Offense is about the same, but the big story with this team is Trae Young, going to be out for a while, a month at minimum. They're saying 4 weeks, and then we'll revisit it. So it's down to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He is the main point guard moving forward. 8 turnovers in his last 2 starts. He's good, but this is a step down from Trae Young to him. Now, Jalen Johnson has been really good. He stepped up in the 2 games. He's averaging 23 points and 13 rebounds. It's tough to find trends when in this. Both teams are 2-5 ATS this season. Both teams are 3-4 to the over-under. Orlando forces 15.4 turnovers. Atlanta forces 15.9. I am going to lean. The Magic are going to cover the spread and a lean to the under. I don't trust Alexander Walker against a good defensive team. And while the Magic haven't been elite, they've been good. I think they're going to cause some turnovers and disrupt this Hawks offense. There's going to be some turnovers. The pace is going to be a little bit slower with these turnovers. And I think Orlando gets it done. Money has come in to move this line to 3.5. So give me the Orlando Magic to cover the spread. Give me the under on the 229. And if we're looking at a player prop, maybe a little sprinkle on Franz Wagner over 1.5 made threes. You're getting a really nice line. It's close to even money at some books. He's had 2, 3, and 3 the last 3 games. He's averaging 5 attempts, and he's shooting 38.6% in those 3 games. So there's a player prop, and there's a spread and total opinion. Again, I am in play tonight on $5 Tuesday for our NBA best bet, 11-3 to start the season. I'm number 1 in props the last 2 seasons combined. We're looking to make it another winner tonight. So go grab that using the shortcut wt.buzz/AL. All right. Oh, this is a good one. Jesse has to wear his wrestling outfit. Yes. All right. This is done. If Jesse loses, he has to wear the wrestling outfit. I have to wear anybody but the Colts jersey and hat. All right. That's a done deal, Ed. That's absolutely 100% what we'll do. So Jesse has to wear his wrestling outfit. If he loses, I have to wear anybody but the Colts jersey and hat. I will absolutely take you up on that one. So, all right, we're going to be back same time tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Again, please hit the like button, leave us a comment. Tell us what you like tonight in the NBA or NHL. Give us a basketball prop. Give us a college football prop. I love reading these comments and seeing what you guys are liking on the board today. Good luck to everybody on $5 Tuesday, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.